Hi, this is Martha Chapman, and I'm back with some more good food for our eyes, for our ears, and for our souls. What is it that God has asked you to do, but you're afraid? What is it that God has asked you to do, but you feel unqualified? What is it that God has asked you to do, but you keep running from the assignment? Now, remember I shared that before we are chosen to do anything, there is someone that has went before us as our testimony. So in this instance, it's Jonah. God told Jonah, go to Nineveh and tell the people my judgment against them, because I'm seeing all this wickedness and I am not happy. But instead of Jonah doing that, Jonah runs from the assignment. He goes opposite of where God has told him to go, gets on a boat with some other crew members. And when he gets on the boat, he goes to sleep. Crew not thinking of it. Crew's not thinking much of it. The crew is not thinking much of it until that storm broke out. And it was uncontainable. Who recently has came on your boat and there's been chaos, there's been division, there's been confusion? And you know something is different about your boat. The crew woke Jonah up and was like, tell us your story. Once Jonah shared his story and that storm became more and more aggressive, they had to make a decision and throw Jonah off of the boat. And once they threw Jonah off of the boat, the storm ceased. It's time for you to make a decision. And it's not going to be an easy decision, but it's a needed decision. Just like the crew members, it was a needed decision, because as soon as they threw Jonah off of that boat, the storm ceased. And not only did it cease, but then Jonah got thrown into a well. And in order for Jonah to come out of the well, he had to have a conversation with God. There was a conversation with God for a while before God let Jonah come out of that well. And then he gave him a chance to go back and fulfill the initial assignment in Nineveh. Some decisions are needed in order for your assignment to be fulfilled in peace, in order for your assignment to be fulfilled in a way where it was normal and not so much chaos. You had to do like the crew had to do. Make a decision and move and not look back. Keep the boat sailing. So Jonah, he goes back to Nineveh. He shares what God had asked him to share with the people. And then he gets mad at God. He gets mad at God because after he does exactly what God asked him to do, God forgave all of what was going on in Nineveh. And Jonah was mad. He was like, well, God, why did you have me do this in the first place if you're going to turn around and do the very thing that I knew you would do, God, because that's the kind of God you are, but you got me out here looking kind of crazy. And God was like, don't worry about how you're looking. And don't question me, because I'm God. But I chose you for a time as this. You're chosen for a time as this. And it's for you and only you to complete the assignment. Will you be afraid? Jonah was. Did you want to run? Jonah did. Did the storm become aggressive with whomever was on the boat? Jonah was the problem. I'm not saying you're the problem, but there's a problem on the boat in this instance. So we can kind of tweak it for a moment as this. Jonah was the problem in that instance, but who's the problem in your instance? Martha, how do I know that God is talking to me? Like, how do I know that God is trying to use me? Great question. If you keep thinking about something, that's one scenario. 2, sleepless nights. 3, dreams. You keep dreaming about this. God is trying to use you. And all of this information that I'm sharing can be found in Jonah chapters 1 and 2. But yes, God is trying to use you. Take heed. Because he trusts you and only you with the assignment. He trusts me and only me with the assignment. Now, our assignments will be different. But we're both chosen for the assignment that God has chosen us for. Ultimately, God will get the glory. And ultimately, God will not stop until he gets the glory. He is creative like that. Just like he was with Jonah. Now, we might not get thrown in a well, but however he chooses to use us, he might throw us to where we're in an Uber, just locked in an Uber, and he's talking to you while you're driving the Uber. He might talk to you in a movie theater before the commercials get started. He might talk to you while you're just literally taking a shower. But however God talks to you, that is his creative style, and that is his creative way. So until next time, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And lastly, keep shining.